Welcome to Sacred Place Live. I'm Matthew, your host and pastor of Sacred Place, a young church based in Rancho Cucamonga, California, where we seek to create a just world where all are included in the family of God, one sacred place at a time. It's been, a week and a half since I was last with you? 2 weeks now, since Christmas Eve. In that time, much has changed in our world and in our country. Just yesterday, difficult times have arrived. The division in our country seems to widen as some chose to try and stop the process of a peaceful transition by storming the U.S. Capitol. It was difficult to watch yesterday, but for me it was somewhat unsurprising, as the things we've been hearing have led us to this place. I think that our holiday yesterday of Epiphany was an interesting time for these things to be happening. I'd planned for us to celebrate a day late, the arrival of the Magi. I think this part of the story has an even deeper meaning in light of our events in this country and world. Let us hear now the story from the Gospel of Matthew. After Jesus was born in Bethlehem in the territory of Judah, during the rule of King Herod, Magi came from the east to Jerusalem. They asked, "Where is the newborn King of the Jews? We have seen his star in the east, and we have come to honor him." When King Herod heard this, he was troubled, and everyone in Jerusalem was troubled with him. He gathered all the chief priests and the legal experts and asked them where the Christ was to be born. They said, "In Bethlehem of Judea. For this is what the prophet wrote. You, Bethlehem, land of Judah, by no means are you least among the rulers of Judah, because from you will come one who governs, who will shepherd my people Israel." Then Herod secretly called for the Magi and found out from them the time when the star had first appeared. He sent them to Bethlehem, saying, "Go and search carefully for the child. When you've found him, report to me so that I too may go and honor him." When they heard the king, they went. And look, the star they had seen in the east went ahead of them until it stood over the place where the child was. When they saw the star, they were filled with joy. They entered the house and saw the child with Mary his mother. Falling to their knees, they honored him. Then they opened their treasure chest and presented him with gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Because they were warned in a dream not to return to Herod, they went back to their own country by another route.
We three Magi study the stars, bearing gifts we come from afar. Field and fountain, moor and mountain, we follow the shining star. Star of wonder, star of light, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to the perfect light. King on Bethlehem's plain, gold I bring to crown him again. King forever ceasing, never over a soul to reign. Star of wonder, star of light, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to the perfect light. Frankincense to offer have I, incense songs a day and a night, prayer and praising voices raising, worshiping God on high. Myrrh is mine, its bitter perfume breathes the light of gathering gloom, sorrowing, sighing, bleeding, dying, sealed in the stone-cold tomb. Star of wonder, star of light, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to the perfect light. Glorious now, behold him arise, King and God and sacrifice. Alleluia, alleluia, sounds through the earth and skies. Star of wonder, star of light, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to the perfect light.
The light has arrived. Christ has been born into the world yet again. The time for which we have been anticipating has come and gone. Christmas is over. The 12 days of Christmas have come to an end. The decorations in our home have come down. We move on into a new year. The Magi arrive to find Jesus not necessarily in his newborn state. We don't know exactly how long. Many scholars suggest that he was a bit older, maybe as old as 2, by the time that the Magi arrive. That's not the important part of the story for me, though. What's interesting to me is that the ones who come to find the Christ child are Magi. We call them we three kings sometimes. It's not really accurate. Sometimes they're called the wise men, but truly they were Magi, astrologers, maybe even magicians. That's where we get the word. They studied the stars looking for answers. They were outside of the Jewish tradition and religion. Their understanding of God was different than the God who the Hebrews had worshipped for generations upon generations. The God whom we know. It's not those within the faith who first find the Christ child. The light leads those from outside of the faith to come and worship. And they do so bringing the best gifts they have to offer, things which are precious. They honor the Christ child, this fulfillment of prophecy, which the empire is already trying to snuff out. This part of the story is really beautiful to me. It's not insiders but outsiders who believe the good news of this presence of God among us. They may not understand it, but they know that it is worthy of honor. The events of yesterday and this week have been tumultuous. I'm not really sure exactly what to say about them. But I find that it is those who are on the outside of the mainstream that has been known in our country for a long time, and especially the last 4 years, who have maybe the wisest words to say. We cannot remain silent when there is injustice. The light, which we celebrate this time of year, it shines on one who would come to heal the sick, to include the oppressed and marginalized. That way of being that we find in the gospel, if that doesn't reflect who we are and how we live our lives, are we living in the light? The beginning of a new year is a time of resolutions, of looking at ways to make this year better, to make ourselves better. There's not much further down we can go in most of our views, I think, after a year like 2020. We hope that things will only get better. The light which shines offers us an area, well, maybe not an area, but a place to look, a place of focus. As we evaluate our lives to see how we can make them better, we can look to the Christ child, all that he would become, the way he lived. If our support of the way of the world, the empire, whatever you want to call it, doesn't align with the light of Christ, then maybe we should ask ourselves who we are truly worshiping and following. It's not a question of our faith, but a question of how we live out that faith. In the coming year, may we look to the light first and foremost, as we try to work on justice, inclusion, and family in our world, creating sacred places wherever we go. May the light bring us hope. It has arrived.
A glimmer of hope, the dawn of a new day. Magi arose, followed the star from the east. The people far off once walked in darkness, seen a great light. The Savior has answered, they cried. The word, sudden awakening. The word from the beginning. Rejoice, oh rejoice, sing for the light is here. The angels bring good news and great cheer. Rejoice, oh rejoice, sing for the light has come. Rejoice and sing, the darkness has not won, or the light has come. For there is born to this day the city of David, a Savior who is Christ the Lord. This is the sign, do not be afraid. Oh, you find a child lying asleep in a manger. The word, sudden appearing. The word from the beginning. Rejoice, oh rejoice, sing for the light is here. The angels bring good news and great cheer. Rejoice, oh rejoice, sing for the light has come. Rejoice and sing, the darkness has not won, or the light has come. The word with God, oh the word was God, oh the word with God, oh the word was God, oh the word with God, oh the word was God, oh the word was God. The word with God, oh the word was God, oh the word with God, oh the word was God, oh the word with God, oh the word was God, oh the word was God. Oh the word with God, oh the word was God, oh the word with God, oh the word was God, oh the word with God, oh the word was God, oh the word was God. Rejoice, oh rejoice, sing for the light is here. The angels bring good news and great cheer. Rejoice, oh rejoice, sing for the light has come. Rejoice and sing, the darkness has not won, oh the light has come. Yes, the light has come, oh the light has come.
The light has indeed come. Let us live like it. Sacred Place is live every Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific, and Sacred Place Together is every Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m. Details are on our website at yoursacredplace.org. I hope you have a week that makes it feel like a happy new year. Go in peace. This is your sacred place.